Okay, we should be streaming now. Hello, everybody. Anybody in the room already? Mm-hmm. Going? You see me? Okay, is it working, Skylar? Yeah. All right, great. Hey, hello, everybody. Once again, thank you very much. Let me get my window straight here so I can see what you guys see. And I can know if I'm actually in camera. Well, thank you very much, guys, for joining in to the live chat today, or the live stream. And feel free to chat if you guys would like to. Oh, hold on a sec. I got to turn down my volume. There we go. All right. So today I wanted to talk about a couple things. Wanted to give some updates to just what's been going on in my life. You may have noticed that my uploading schedule has changed over the last month or so. And there's a very good reason for that I wanted to talk about today. And then also talk about upcoming events for The Blind Life. First of all, I would like to say thank you to everybody who has been a part some way of the No Jab Cane video. This guy right here. It's been hugely successful, that video. I really appreciate it. And not only, I think, because I'm running a contest on it, that always gets the viewer engagement a little higher, but people didn't know that there was a contest until they started watching the video. So I think the numbers of viewers on that video has nothing to do with the contest. So that's pretty awesome. Thank you guys very much for that. So this is the cane. Once again, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, go check out my video, the No Jab Cane. It's a couple of videos before this one. It's this video, or this cane, that a gentleman named John created. Let me back up a little bit so you guys can see it here. And the whole secret to this cane is that it collapses. It's retractable. It has a spring in the handle here and floats on the shaft here and retracts, collapses, and absorbs the impact as you're walking. If you run into something, an obstacle, you won't jab yourself in the gut. Hence the name, the No Jab Cane. One thing I wanted to mention that a lot of people in the comments have talked about and asked about is the sound. Now, in the video, I did the demo of holding it straight up and down vertical and pressing down on the cane and compressing the spring. Now you can probably hear, yes, that makes a noise. But one thing that John, mentioned in subsequent emails after the video came out, and one thing that I can confirm is that as you're walking around and you're using the cane, you don't hear the spring that much at all, if at all. And you very quickly get used to it also. If you run into something horizontally, it doesn't make as much of a noise as it does vertically. So something to keep in mind there, if anybody is thinking about picking up this cane. Great, great, great cane. So big thank you to John for creating that and being so generous to offer the extra cane for the giveaway. So that is the No Jab Cane. Definitely go check that out, that video. Now, before we get too far into this, I wanted to take a moment and actually I'm going to switch my things around here, my pictures, my cameras, so that I can see a little bit of the chat. And I've got my wonderful assistant, Miss Skylar, helping out with the chat. No, I guess I don't get to see it. Awesome. 41 people in here right now. Thank you very much, everybody. Skylar, anything going on in the chat we should address? Yeah, a lot of hellos. Good. Hello, everybody that's saying hello. Holly, Jim, according to Doug. Man, you guys, I mention this all the time. And as I'm going through the comments on my videos, you guys, your YouTube names crack me up and I love them. There's some really great YouTube names. There's somebody that watches my channel. I think his name is just my YouTube. And I'm hey, it fits. Yeah, that blind guy, that's a good one. According to Doug, I love too. Live Accessible. Hello, Carrie. On the Fritz is another great YouTube name, and that is Cassie on the Fritz. I'm going to be doing a video with her maybe next weekend. Hopefully. Our schedules have been conflicting here and there. Things pop up, you know, life as it is. So hopefully we will be able to work out something and do a video next week. I'm excited about that. Okay. Well, if anybody has any questions as we go along here, feel free to ask. I'll do my best to help out, like I always say. But getting on to the reason for the drop in the videos, you know, for a long time, I was putting out 2 videos a week, and I was trying really hard to keep that schedule, as well as working part-time at the Bluegrass Council of the Blind. A lot of you guys know that's where I work. I've done tons of videos from there. And then also trying to balance family life. Well, some things have changed, and I actually don't work at Bluegrass Council of the Blind anymore. It's been a fantastic organization. I've had a great time working there. I've worked there for the last 3 years as their assistive technology trainer, and just wonderful people. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I make the joke that it's been the best experience of my life, and I'm married with children. So, you know, even better than having kids. It's been a great time. But I was recently offered a job with a company, and it was a great opportunity and a lot of room for growth in my life and my career and all that. So I decided to take the plunge and go for it. And so I am actually working for the Blind Shell, the mobile phone that I did a review for. I'm actually working for that organization now. And what? Oh, no, I'm doing a live stream. I can't take you out right now. The dog wants to go out. So I'm working for them full time. That's another benefit, more hours and all that. And I'll be traveling. So one of the other announcements is, and I think Carrie actually spilled the beans on her channel, but I will be at NFB conference in Las Vegas in July, second week of July. I'll be there working with Blind Shell, promoting the phone and working the booth. I'll also be walking around and doing videos and all of that, and hopefully meeting a lot of cool people in the VIP community. So if anybody is going, definitely look for the Blind Shell booth. That's probably where you will find me, or just walking around, you know, look for the bald guy with the beard carrying the camera, because that's usually how people recognize me. I'll probably be wearing the Blind Life shirt also. But, or the Blind Shell shirt, yeah. So pretty excited about the move. You know, as I said, I'm bummed that I'm not going to be able to work with consumers on a daily basis anymore and doing training, AT training and all of that. But I'll get to travel more, so that's a benefit. And it's a great phone. I really believe that this is a wonderful phone, could be a wonderful phone for a lot of people who are in need of an accessible smartphone that is not complicated. And, you know, if they are not ready for a full-fledged smartphone like an iPhone or an Android phone, then this is going to be a good option for them. So if anybody would like more information about the Blind Shell phone, you can contact me, Sam at blindshell.com, or check out our website, blindshell.com. All right, that was my plug for the live stream. So yes, I will be at NFB. Carrie is going to be there too. Live Accessible. Looking forward to doing something with her, meeting the rest of her family. That's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, as other events come up in the future, I will make announcements about that as well. So Is anybody in here going to be at NFB? That would be a great question. Oh, congratulations. Thank you. Can somebody take, Skylar, take Willow out? So she'll leave me alone. Okay, Matt in full vision. No worries. Said he's in the UK, so he won't be there. But that's all right. Well, good. Thank you very much, guys. Lots of congratulations. Yeah, I think it's good. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. And, you know, there's always that uncertainty when you start something new, especially with vision impairment. There's always those doubts, those self-doubts. Can I do it? You know, am I going to be able to do the job? So, but the way I look at it is nothing ventured, nothing gained. If it doesn't work out, then I'll have more time for YouTube. And then maybe I can actually keep up on the other social medias like Facebook and all that stuff that I'm terrible at.
That blind guy said that he found his way of working as an assistive tech instructor.
Oh, cool. That blind guy says he's on the way to being an AT instructor as well. It's awesome, man. I loved it. Like I said, you know, super rewarding getting to work with people. And what I loved about it is they would come into the office and they were just usually at the limit. They were at their rope's end. They are losing their vision and they have no idea what to do about it. They don't think they can do anything. They think they're never going to be able to do all these things that they once loved how to do. And then at the end of the first appointment, completely 180. They were excited about the possibilities. They had learned a bunch of new stuff. They see that there are ways to do the things that they want to do. They just need a little extra training. So it was always great. You know, they were always excited at the end of the appointment.
Two questions. One is congrats. Missed the first part. Are you leaving Lent? And then the other one is from Live Accessible, and it's if I can ask, what are you going to be doing for them?
Okay, yeah. Two questions. Someone asked if I'm going to be leaving the city I live in. I think is what they said. Yeah, I'm not. I'm going to be working from home for a little while, and you know, that's one of the small drawbacks to it is I'm not going to get that interaction with actual people during the day, which I always loved. I like being a social person, but that's okay. So I'm going to be working from home for a little while, and then as it grows and we need to expand, I will probably get office space here in the city I live in. So I'm going to be staying close to home. And then Carrie was asking what I'm going to be doing for them. I'm basically the liaison for the US and Canada. So getting in touch with organizations, possible distributors, talk to MaxiAids, talk to LS&S, the lighthouses, Chicago Lighthouse, San Francisco Lighthouse, all of them, making those connections, doing conventions, a lot of emails, phone calls for right now. Eventually, hopefully, everything goes well. Like I said, get a team together and be in charge of that, I guess. We'll see. See how it goes.
Someone said, can I do arts as in painting as a VIP? Someone said, it's so much fun. I'm letting my friend use my Candy HD magnifier, and it's helping him so much. I wish I could find some. And someone says, getting ready for Camp Dogwood in Charlotte this September. And someone donated $1.
Oh, yeah, somebody did. Somebody donated $1. Thank you very much. Polly Lane, is that what it said? Oh, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Yeah, someone mentioned loaning out their assistive technology to a friend and how rewarding that is. And yeah, saying they wish they could buy one for them. And I totally get that. Everybody that came into my office, I'm like, I wish I could just give this to you because it's clear that you could use it. You know, maybe things like that will change in the future. And then someone was going to a camp in Charlotte. That's awesome. I used to live in Charlotte. I'm a North Carolinian originally. Yeah. Somebody was asking about painting as a VIP. I used to paint. I would have to get just really close to the canvas. I like to do it outside when I could. If not, I was right next to a window, so I had a lot of really good light on the canvas. I haven't tried it in a while. I think I probably still could. Yeah, as Carrie was saying, there's tons of VIP painters and artists. I hear stories about them all the time on like Facebook and things. And so there's some on YouTube. You could just look that up. Blind painter, probably. You could try it with AT devices. You know, I've thought about using an iris vision to try and draw. I draw all the time underneath a CCTV. I used to draw a lot and be kind of an artist like that, but I still do it under a CCTV. And it's very funny whenever I draw this really cool picture, and then when I pull it out and look at it, it's super tiny. But maybe with some kind of one of the goggles, eSight or something like that, so you could zoom in on the painting, you could see the detail. The only drawback to that is that it takes away your depth perception. So you have to be really careful, not, you know, judging the distance between the painting and all that. But
Sarah Barth asked, what platform is the phone? Is it Android or iOS?
Sarah asked, what platform is the phone? The Blind Shell phone is built on an Android system, but you never actually get into the Android system. It's its own user interface, the Blind Shell UI, I guess you could say. So you never get lost in Android menus or anything like that. It's all talks to you 100%. I've got a whole video about this too. I didn't really intend on doing a whole demo on this, but you guys will be able to hear it.
June 9th, 2019. Messages 2 of 9. Contacts 3 of 9. Messages 2 of 9.
Super responsive. That's one thing I've noticed. I'm actually testing out this other phone here that is another phone on the market similar to this one, and it's not very responsive. I was really surprised. It's kind of laggy, and I didn't really fully appreciate how responsive our phone was until I started using that other one.
All right, so Holly Lane and Sarah Barth said, I draw under my CCTV too sometimes. Sarah Barth even so I did further saying I color flowers in botanical garden scenes. And then for E. Duffy 83 USA said, Sam, do you have any pets?
Awesome. Yeah. So I'm getting updates from my helpers back here. Sarah and someone else I forget said, Holly, Sarah and Holly, so they both draw under their CCTVs and do artwork. Yeah, it's great. I mean, you know, like I said, unfortunately you pull it out and it's much smaller than you expect, but that's a great way to do it. And then someone asked if I have any pets. Yes, I have a dog, a little Jack Russell Dachshund mix. That's what we think anyways. That's what she looks like to me. And she's probably, you might even be able to see her back there on the couch. She's usually laying on the couch right. She's usually laying on the couch right back there. Okay. Yeah.
Someone asked if anyone uses the pencil on tablet.
Oh, someone's asking if anyone uses a pencil on a tablet, like the iPencil on the iPad. I've never tried it. I see all these art, you know, like I said, I used to be a painter and artist and all that. So I watch a lot of videos, artists on YouTube, and I see these guys doing these amazing paintings digital paintings on an iPad with a pencil, the iPencil. And I think in my head, oh, I want to do that. And then I have to remind myself, that's right, I can't see. So I probably wouldn't be able to do that as beautifully as they do. And yeah. Because and unfortunately that happens to me a lot. I see these things and I'm like, oh, I want to do that. And I'm like, oh, wait, I probably wouldn't be able to do it like that. Give it a shot though. Yes, we also have a fish. We think he's a boy fish, but his name is Deborah. He lives in a plant over here. It's this really cool setup. It's an aquatic plant. It looks like a lily, like a peace lily type of plant. But the roots are down in the water, and so the roots oxygenate oxygenate the water for the fish, and then the fish poop, I guess, fertilizes the plant. So it's this cool symbiotic relationship.
So John Mark Meyer said, I do like my new style of form. My guide dog is trying to say hi.
John, thank you very much. Hello to your guide dog as well.
Rashawn Talwar said, hi, I'm from India. I'm also blind. Your videos are very cool.
Hello, somebody from India. Thank you very much. I can't imagine what time it is over there.
Joseph Al-Kafaj asked what you think is the smartest device for navigation.
Someone asked what the smartest device for navigating independently is, and Carrie might be able to chime in on this. There's the Tracker, I think is what it's called. Tracker Breeze, I think that's what the name is. That is used for that. I think it's sold by APH, maybe made by HIMS. I'm not sure entirely, but that works really well. I've heard people say iPhones, Android, there's different apps. They're not exactly, there's some designed for the visually impaired, some not, that still work pretty well. I don't know if Carrie has any suggestions, she could chime in as well.
John Mark wants to know if anyone
Oh, Derek's in here. Hey, Derek. And then John wants to know if anybody has won the cane yet. No, nobody has won the cane. We still have, I'm running that contest for a full month. I have the cane here. We talked about it at the beginning of the video, and how just great cane it is. And the creator, John, did such a good job on this with the authentic leather, genuine sheep's skin leather or something like that. I don't know what he said, but really cool. Nobody has won it yet. It is still up for grabs. And spoiler, we may be having another contest in the very near future. Fix my camera. The winner will be announced 1 month from the air date of the No Jab cane, which was about a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So we still got about 2 or 3 weeks. Trekker, not Tracker. Tracker would make more sense. I guess Trekker works too. Trekker Breeze from Humanware is the name of that device and who makes it. Thank you, Carrie. 2 o'clock in the morning in India. I appreciate it, man. You need to go to bed, though. Get some sleep. Thank you very much for tuning in, though. I appreciate that. I try to time these it's going to work best for everybody. Unfortunately, internationally, I need to think about that next time. So, yeah. I have okay, so yes, somebody mentioned just now about the cane size, the length of the cane and how it's too long for them. And I saw that a lot in the comments. John actually sent me 2 different sizes and 3 sizes actually. This is the 50-inch. Now I'm going to be selfish and keep this one for myself. He also, I'm sorry, I'm gonna start collecting canes. I might have a habit that I need to work on, but cool canes. I really like that. So I'm going to keep the 50-inch for myself. He sent me the 60-inch. That's what we're giving away in this contest. But as I said, spoiler, he also sent me a 55 that we will be giving away in a future contest. So stay tuned for that. And he is, like I said, he's been super generous and he's offered to do more contests in the future if we want to do that. So stay tuned. There should be more coming up. Once again, if anybody is interested in just picking up one of those canes and helping out John with actually paying for it, then the link is I've got links in my Amazon shop. That is the link to the Amazon shop is in the description of every single one of my videos down below. If you have any problems with that, you can also just go to amazon.com/shop/theblindlife.
In case Derek didn't see it, according to Doug said, how's it going, Derek? Been missing you, man.
Derek, in case you didn't see it, according to Doug, said, how's it going, man? Been missing you.
Speaking of nice, cool names, there's someone named Chatty Shelby.
Yes, Chatty Shelby's in here. Chatty won one of my contests before. Chatty also has a cool YouTube name.
Someone named Coachon Technology Shooter asked, is there a way to get them in Canada?
I'm not sure if we're talking about the phone or the phone.
The name was Kobachan? Kobichan Technology Tutors. Hopefully we're pronouncing that right. Asked if there's a way to get them in Canada. Not sure if you're talking about the cane or the phone. The phone, yes. We're going to be talking to distributors in Canada very soon. We're officially launching in the US at the NFB conference. That's the main reason why we're going. So in July, after July, this will be officially available in the US. It's already available widely in Europe. The cane, I'm not sure about the cane, if he ships internationally or not. Contact who? Yeah, contacting John to get to get the cane. You can. I will check to see if I'm allowed to give out his email. If I am, I will add that to the description of the No Jab Cane video. But you can also go to the website, which I do have a link in the description of that video. I think it might just be nojabcane.com. I'm not sure about that, but there is a link in the description of that video for the website. Super nice guy, really, really, really. Asking about iOS 13. I have been so crazy busy, and that's the point I was making earlier in the video, that's the reason why some of the I've dropped down to just one video a week. For a while there, I was doing 3 jobs. I was working days at BCB, nights in working for Blind Shell, and then also trying to make 2 videos a week. And it was getting to be too much. I couldn't do it. So I dropped down to 1 video a week. And I'm going to continue that for a little while until I can kind of get into the rhythm of this new job and figure out the flow of my daily schedule. But in the meantime, so I haven't had a ton of time to look at it. I've seen the videos regarding iOS 13. I watched a very, very short clip of a video showing off the accessibility of it. Looks pretty cool.
Derek said it looks pretty solid. He's very excited to see dark mode.
Yeah, you know, Derek said it looks very good, looks very solid. He's excited about dark mode. And this one's for you, Derek. Derek's gonna hate this, but it just kills me. I'm fully, you know, accepting of iOS and all of that now. I'm a fan of it, the accessibility. I think that they're pretty even now, and I'm going to get grief for that. I think Android and iOS are pretty even as far as accessibility. They both have their pluses and they both have their minuses, benefits, you know. But anyway, it just cracks me up that they come out with this stuff and it's like revolutionary. Meanwhile, Android's had it for years. I saw something, I forget what it was, something in this new iOS 13, and it was like, it's amazing, it can do this now. Meanwhile, Android's been doing it for a couple years now. Sorry, Derek.
Several people have recently joined, and someone was asking about the photo, someone else was asking about the phone. You might want to just very quickly tell them what you're doing.
Okay, yeah, so there's new people in here that were asking about stuff we've already talked about. JR's in here. Hey, JR. Real quickly recap, and of course, this will be on YouTube forever. You can go back and watch it also later on. But I am no longer working at BCB, Bluegrass Council of the Blind, an amazing organization, and I didn't get fired or anything like that. I am working full-time for the Blind Shell company out of the Czech Republic. We make the Blind Shell mobile phone. I've got a video about that. Pretty excited about joining the team as their US and Canada Canadian representative. I will be doing a lot of, hopefully, doing a lot of conferences, throughout the year, and getting to meet all kinds of cool people through that company. The phone, if you want to learn more about the phone, it's a great phone for the visually impaired who maybe aren't ready for a smartphone yet. Fully accessible. You can check out the video, Blind Shell, all one word. The cane, we talked a little bit about the no jab cane and the amazing response to that video and the contest. And thank you very much, everybody, for that. The contest will continue for about 2 more weeks, I believe. It's going to be 1 month from the air date of the no jab cane video. So you still have plenty of time to enter into that contest. If you're interested in that, check out the video. All you need to do is give me a like on the video, give me a comment on the video, and then share the video on social media somewhere, wherever you want to share it, just to get the word out there, get some exposure for John. And he did such a great job on that cane. So I want to help out any way we can. Someone's asking about telescopic canes, if there's any good ones. There probably are. Keep in mind that I haven't tried everything, of course. I have never had the best luck with telescopic canes, and I've heard other people have the same problem. Mine collapse on me all the time. I'll be walking and it just collapses. You can pull it out and give it a little twist to kind of lock it in place. But if you don't do that, eventually it just works itself free and collapses on you. They're convenient though, the way they fold up into a nice little small package. I do love that. Mine was, I believe I got it on, I think I still have a link in my shop. I got it on Amazon and it broke. I don't think it was a design flaw for them. I just was a little too aggressive when I was closing it one time, and it just bent and broke. And it was going to be cheaper just to get a new one than have it fixed. So. Sorry.
Someone was asking how long should their cane be? It's their first one, and then someone named Blind Toes said, "How's the grip on the no jab cane?"
Oh, Blind Toes, another great YouTube name. Asking how long, or how's the grip on the blind shell cane?
No jab.
I'm sorry, no jab cane. I'm getting things confused here. The grip is pretty good. It's leather, and it's this. If you can see it in the shot here, it's a braided stitching on the leather. It's kind of like a leather glove. I mean, I don't really know how to explain it. It's got some squish to it. It's soft, so there's some padding under there. It's a golf club style handle. I haven't had any problems. It's nice and slick in the hand if you need it to be, but it also grips on there. Pretty good. Now, someone was also asking about the height of a cane and how what height the cane is supposed to be for you. Good rule of thumb is it comes up either to the armpit or your collarbone. If you are just a standard user for navigation, that's generally how high you want it. If you want to walk a little faster, then maybe get a slightly longer cane, a long cane, and that will give you a little bit more distance from objects if you're going to be walking quickly and want to detect things sooner. But usually armpit or collarbone height.
The general on the telescopic canes, they're not fantastic. They do collapse frequently. But Live Accessible had a good point, said they aren't very durable, but they're great for nice occasions. They look nice.
Yeah, so most people are agreeing that they're okay. Telescopic canes are okay. They collapse a lot. Carrie at Live Accessible had a good point that they're good for nice occasions because they tend to look nicer than your standard Ambutech cane does. So for that black tie occasion, you want to dress it up a little bit, pull out your telescopic cane. My cane that I got from NFB, I purchased it on the website. It's a Chris Parks cane, and it's a 7-segment cane, so it folds up nice and small. And it's just a little bit fancier. It's got some nice little metal accents on it. And I got it for that very reason, because I wanted something, if I was going to a conference or something and I wanted to look a little nicer. I wanted a nicer looking cane.
Daniel Silva said in a previous video you talked about how you used to ride a moped. Can you explain how you could see the street signs and other parts?
Daniel's asking about a moped. I mentioned before that I used to ride mopeds, and so he's asking me how I do that. I'm trying to work out a chance to go visit my buddy Charlie up in Connecticut and do a video with him because he rides scooters and mopeds too. We have the same vision impairment, and he kind of grew up the same way that I did. I could see a lot better back then. As soon as I hit 16, I was never able to get a license. But in North Carolina, where I'm from, you didn't need a license to drive a moped if it was under 30 cc's. You just needed to wear a helmet. So as soon as I was 16, my awesome parents got me a moped. I'm sure I begged for it. And I was gone. I was off all over the city riding that thing around. My buddy had a scooter, so we would go all over. And I could see well enough back then by scanning, with my no central vision. I can't just kind of look straight ahead because I'm not going to be able to see where I'm going. So I do a lot of scanning back and forth with my eyes. I'm always looking around, trying to get a full sense of the picture with my vision. And so doing that, I was able to navigate the streets no problem. And there's little tricks, like you always ride behind a car because I couldn't see far enough ahead of me to see like street lights in the distance. But I could follow that car and I could watch that car. And if I stayed close enough, even if they were kind of pushing the light a little bit and going through, chances are I'm going to make it too. So I just follow the car. And if it came up to a street light and I needed to turn or something like that, I would pull off to the side and I would wait for a car to get in line at the light. And then I would quickly pull out and get behind them so that when the light turned and the car went, I knew I could go too. So there's little tricks like that. Taking a lot of back roads, staying off the main busy roads, finding the detours, riding on sidewalks. We did all kinds of stuff like that.
The Checkered Eye Project wants to know where you can get a telescoping cane in Canada.
Libby with the Checkered Eye Project. Libby, how did it go this morning? That's my number one question. Libby was doing her plane pool today. She was asking about where to get a telescopic cane in Canada. Like I said before, I purchased mine. I'm pretty sure I purchased it on Amazon. So they probably have other varieties on there as well. I would check that. I have a link, I think, still in my Amazon shop, which there's a link to the Amazon shop in the description of my videos.
Is Checkered Eye Project the one with the shirts?
Yeah. And
I do want to say, Libby, I like your shirts. They were good. I like the one that's like checkered with the explosion rock thing.
Yeah.
You guys check it out. It's very cool.
Libby sent us some shirts and they were fantastic. And my daughter Skylar really loved it. And my wife liked the one for her as well. Thank you very much. She's wearing it right now. In fact, she's not on camera, but she's wearing it. So Libby answered here.
It went amazing. Lots of people helped and we pulled that plane super fast.
Oh, cool. Libby said it went great. Lots of people helped and they pulled the plane so fast it took right off. I added that part at the end. I don't think it did. Good. All right.
Someone asked, have you ever been to the Matt in Full Vision asked, hey Sam, have you ever been to the UK? I'm just interested because that's where I'm from. Hello.
Matt in Full Vision asked if I've ever been to the UK. I have not, but we are currently saving money to plan a trip to there someday, a family trip in the future. And my wife went to England a couple years ago for a week, and she had a great time. And so ever since then, she's been chomping at the bit to go back. I've got a friend, former coworker, who is leaving tomorrow to do a 2 weeks in Scotland and Ireland. And I'm super jealous. Ireland is always, and Scotland have always been some of the places I would love to visit someday. So we might have to add that to our trip whenever we go over there. But yeah, looking forward to that. And maybe we'll have to do some kind of meetup for all the. Someone asked if I would try paintballing as a visually impaired person. I would be terrible at it, but I would definitely be down to do some paintballing. I used to play Call of Duty all the time back when I was more of a gamer, and I loved it. I've got a video, one of my blind challenge videos, where I went to a shooting range and actually shot real guns at targets, and that was a lot of fun. I did where I put the target all the way back as far as it would go, and I emptied an entire clip, and I didn't hit that target once. I'm like, how could I miss it all completely? But you know, like I said, yeah, I'd love to do that. I'd love to try it.
Matt and Vision said you should definitely come over. I'll show you around talking about the UK. And then Carol said come to Ireland.
All right. Yes. Thanks. Matt's going to show me around the UK. And Carol, I definitely will. I want to come to Ireland.
Dan Reiner said that when he tried your shop on Amazon, the links did not read with my screen reader.
Oh, Dan, was it? Dan's.
Dan Reiner.
Yeah, Dan Miner said that the links for my shop don't work with screen readers. I'm sorry about that. We need to write a strongly worded letter to Amazon or talk to ACB. They're pretty good about going after big corporations for not being accessible.
John Mark said he went turkey hunting last year with a group of blind vets.
Ah, John went turkey hunting with a group of blind vets. This is a good point. I was talking with a gentleman recently, and we were talking about hunting, and he went with a church group, and somehow they did this or they talked about attaching some kind of monitor to the scope of the rifle to make it really large. It was like a much larger screen, and so that he could see it. And I thought that was awesome and so intriguing to me and interesting. I would love to do that. I went hunting once with my grandfather when I was like 5 years old. I remember shooting at squirrel nests. We never hit a thing. But ever since then, I've thought, well, that's probably something I can't do. Shooting a gun at something really far away, but using that, being able to put the screen, and then I would probably put some kind of cover over me, like one of those old timey photograph cameras, so that I could see it really good. And then I could see the scope and I could see the animal. I think that would work great. I want to try that. I'm going to look more into that.
I think when you have a good audience, you should ask people for suggestions of blind challenges. You've been on a long time.
Yeah, that's a good point. Rachel, my wonderful wife, just had a great idea. Since we've got so many people in here, what? Oh yeah, my family's making fun of me over there. It's not cool, man. If anybody has any suggestions, I haven't done a blind challenge video in a long time. So if anybody has any suggestions of something you would like to see, if it is within my power to do that, I would be happy to do it. I've done, the very first one was painting my fingernails. I was bored that day and I'm like, hey, let's try it. And it did not go well. I have done the shooting range, was a blind challenge. What was another one? I think, is that all there's been? 2 blind challenges?
No, surely there's been more.
Yeah, I think I've done more. Well, anyway, I've thought about archery, doing that around here. There's archery places around here. There's an actual bar here in the town that I live in where you can throw axes, axe throwing. And so I thought that would be great. Axe throwing and alcohol. Those are 2 great things that go great together. I've even decided that one of the blind challenges is going to be to fly a plane. That's my goal, and I'm going to make that happen one day. If anybody out there has a plane they want to let me fly, I want to do that. But if anybody has any suggestions, let me know. Well, yeah. On the counter, those business cards are there. Okay. Yeah, Libby wants to show the checkered eye. I'm going to grab one for you real quick. While Rachel's doing that, I wanted to mention also that there's an organization called Health Union. that they have all these websites for different disabilities. So they have, and they're social media forum type things. There, Rachel's wearing the shirt. Social media or just forum places you can go and you can community based. They have one for macular degeneration, and it's maculardegeneration.net, N-E-T. I'm making videos for that, and they have Rachel, my wife, is writing articles for it. So they've got a lot of cool information. It's just started, so it's still pretty new. They just started a couple months ago, but go check it out. You know, if you have macular degeneration and you want to learn more about the world and be part of a community, maculardegeneration.net. And check out Health Union also. They have tons of others, multiple sclerosis, things like that. I'm sure they have like hearing impairment. So here is the checkered eye. Let me get it in shot here. There we go. Focus, focus. Are you going to focus? So it says low vision on it, and it has a drawing of an eye with the checkerboard pattern in the middle. And what that is it's hoping, Libby is hoping, a lot of people are hoping for this to become the international symbol for low vision. You know, blindness has the white cane. That's, everybody sees the white cane. They automatically know what it means. But low vision doesn't have a standardized symbol for low vision. So we're hoping the checkered eye will become that symbol. And the checkerboard pattern is to represent that some things are getting through the vision, but not everything is. So if you would like to get a checkered eye pin or a shirt or a sticker like this one, check out, go talk to Libby over at, I guess, Checkered Eye Project, checkeredeye.com. Libby, correct me on that. I've done a video with her. I've done 2 videos with her, and links to the website are on those videos as well.
Okay, here are suggestions, people. Driving a car, which Living Festival said Pablo is going to drive a race car for a fundraiser.
Awesome.
Yeah. The checkered eye, she said she can juggle, which you can a little bit too.
I can juggle, yeah.
Derek said axe throwing plus alcohol equals a good time and an insurance nightmare.
Derek, when you come to visit me, we're going to go to the axe throwing bar.
Skydiving.
Skydiving, yeah. I have this weird fear of heights. I've made a video about this.
But maybe if we parachute on, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
You can jump.
If I'm strapped to a guy, it's okay.
Cliff diving.
Cliff diving. There, I'm in the middle of America. There aren't too many cliff diving areas around here. But
According to Doug, said, how about shooting pool?
Shooting pool. Funny story about shooting pool. I actually won a pool tournament at one of my high schools. When I was in high school, we had a tournament, and I actually won the entire thing. I got a trophy. Now, it was the School for the Blind, but it doesn't matter. It still counts.
Chatty Shelby said she's flown a plane 3 times through an organization called Challenge Air. They let people with disabilities fly planes.
Oh, Chatty Shelby, you just may have opened the door for me. She says she's flown a plane 3 times through an organization called
Challenge Air.
Challenge Air. I'm going to look them up, and I'm going to say Shelby sent me, and she said you guys are going to let me fly a plane.
Libby said checkeredeye.com.
Checkeredeye.com. That's what the website is if you would like to get checkered eye pin or a sticker. Libby sells them, but she also says she's not here to make money. If anybody wants one, let her know. She will get one for them.
Also, this is interesting when you're talking about the UK. Matt and Full Vision. Someone else had mentioned it above about them having it in London, but Matt said they have it in other areas of the UK as well. There's touch sensors on the traffic lights, like below the button or whatever, and it vibrates or something to tell you when you can cross the street.
Yeah. We have, you guys can probably hear Rachel talking. We have those accessible traffic signals in the States here. They're not everywhere. I made a video about this. I guess so many videos. I've made a video about everything at this point. That you can request them in your area. If there's a intersection near you that you think could benefit from one of these accessible traffic signals, there's a form you can fill out to request one, and they have to install it. But they work great. You can press it, and it has audio cues. And they said in the UK it'll tell you if it's red light, green light, that sort of thing. Ours kind of work that way. They tell you when it's safe to go, and they even say like walk, traffic walk signal is on, and then they'll give you a countdown: 10, 9, 8. You have to haul butt across the intersection.
Someone suggested a escape room, camp room type thing.
Oh yeah, escape room. We've talked about doing that as a family.
Christopher LaRue, yes, he will be in Vegas for the NFB convention next month. He will be there with the Blind Shell booth. Yes,
Christopher. Hopefully you heard that. I'll repeat just in case. I will be at NFB convention in Las Vegas. I will be at the Blind Shell booth, Blind Shell, all one word. But I will also be walking around and doing videos. I'd love to meet people. If you guys see me, come up and say hi. I try to take pictures with people and post it on Twitter and stuff. And I'm always eager to do that. I love meeting you guys.
10,000 Steps asked if you read Braille.
10,000 Steps, if I read Braille, asked if I read Braille. I do not. I've never learned Braille. There's the whole argument. We won't get into it, but if Braille is, if you still need Braille, and nowadays in this day of technology, when everything can read to you, I think it is very vital thing, especially if you're young and visually impaired, growing up, going through school. Definitely need to read the Braille. I probably will never do it just because I'm not supposed to lose my sight completely. I'm supposed to. Good news is I'll die long before I go totally blind. That's what the doctors say. I'm like, oh, that's reassuring. Thank you.
So the touch sensors spin when the light is green.
Oh yeah, they spin the touch sensors. I've seen that on videos on YouTube. They look pretty cool.
Live Accessible says you should learn Braille soon. Maybe that should be your blind challenge.
Blind challenge, learning Braille. That's a multi-year blind challenge, ongoing challenge. I'm learning typing. You guys should be proud of me. I can now type. I am slow as molasses. Touch type. Yes, I did. I finally buckled down and went through the talking typing tutor software, and I've learned how to type.
Which I think is really going to be good for your back.
Yeah.
Because it's not good to hunt and peck when you're visually impaired, because you're hunched way over staring at the keyboard and stuff.
Remington, go GMS. Is that what that says?
Yeah. Governor Moorhead School. Remington,
is that the Governor Moorhead School? You have to let me know.
Blind Toes wants to know, what do you think of Ira?
Ira, Blind Toes, great name once again. Asking about Ira and what I think about it. I think it can be very useful. It's a personal decision that people have to make if it's fits into their lifestyle and if it's worth it for them. For me personally, it's not. Where my vision is, I would not use it enough to warrant the cost. It's very expensive. The monthly service charge, if they could bring that down, that'd be great. If anybody wants to try it, there are free places you can go try it. Walgreens, I believe, Targets, I believe you can go in there and you can use the app for free while you're in there. I think it can be very helpful. Like I said, I saw a lot of people walking around conventions using it. Yeah, I see Remington wrote back. What is it?
I don't know. Christopher LaRue said he's a member of the Vegas chapter, so he'll meet you there along with his guide dog, Misty.
Awesome. Looking forward to meeting Misty.
10,000 Steps said, I'm scared of failing at learning Braille. I'm behind in my work.
Uh-oh.
And Carrie said, great job, Sam. The more you do it, the better and faster that you'll be. I'm assuming she's talking about typing.
Yeah. Leaning in.
According to Doug said, I learned Braille and it messed up my sight reading.
Oh,
Dan Miner says I'm learning Braille too using the Orbit reader. Matt in Full Vision said, I made a video about using the cane as a blind person, and I think I talked about the traffic lights in that video. I can't remember, but she's the one in the UK. So the UK traffic lights.
Okay, that may be where I saw it. Matt in Full Vision.
Yeah, Derek said, Ira is great and very expensive. I enjoyed using it, but couldn't justify the cost.
Yeah. Yeah, Derek had it. Derek's made a couple of videos about Ira.
Hope wants to know if you've ever tried bioptic, if you've ever wanted to try bioptic driving.
Hope is asking about bioptic driving, and if I've ever wanted to do. Hey, JC5 Productions is in here. I of course I would love to drive. Thinking about it though, you know, I only have the base of reference of how my vision is. So thinking about controlling a giant 2-ton vehicle, hunk of metal, scares me to death. You know, I'm sure if I could see normally, it would be different. But so I don't know. Even if they said, hey, you know, we can give you these glasses and you can drive, you know, tomorrow, I would be hesitant to do it. But I would love the independence of that. My sister's husband does the bioptic driving, and it's really been wonderful for their family. Giving them all kinds of independence. So if it works for you, if you're able to do it, awesome. I think that's great. Blind Toes asked, what would I do if I had daredevil senses? I would definitely go leaping across rooftops and you know, be much more active. That would be really cool though. I mean, I feel like I do to some extent. You know, I've made a video about what I love about being blind, and, you know, my hearing, my sense of touch, all of those things are, I rely on them more. And so I pay attention to them more. I'm hesitant to say that they are heightened, you know, as everybody says, that heightened sense of smell and all that. It's not heightened. We're just more in tune with it than normal folk. I shouldn't say normal, than 2020s. But, my hearing, you know, it used to drive my coworkers crazy because I would know what everybody was doing in the building, in their offices, because just from the sounds coming from there, you know, I could be sitting here in my office down on the first floor of my house, and I can know where everybody else in the family is upstairs. And to some degree, I can know what they're doing just from hearing, you know, and paying attention to the little sounds that a lot of people don't even think about paying attention to.
Someone asks, what's your opinion, or DJ Block 40 asks, what's your opinion on Windows accessibility on desktop and laptop?
My opinion on Windows accessibility on both desktop and laptop, I think it's great. I'm really digging the new updates that they've just put out. I've been using the center mode for the Windows magnifier, center mode mouse pointer, and I really like that. It took a couple days to get used to, but now that I am, it would probably feel weird to go back to the standard mode. The next update, which hopefully should be coming out anytime now, is going to have the enhanced mouse colors and the much larger pointer shapes. That's going to be kind of cool. It's also supposed to have a center mode for typing while zoomed in on the magnifier, and I'm really looking forward to that, but because I can't stand when you're typing and you're really zoomed in, just the edge of the word pops out on the side there, even if you have, you know, tracking on. But really liking everything. I don't know much about the Braille. People say the Braille accessibility, the Braille integration is still terrible. I don't know much about that.
How do you edit your videos? Does somebody help you, or can you edit by yourself? With yourself, what do you?
Matt in Full Vision's asking about editing my videos. If I do it myself, I do everything myself as far as YouTube is concerned. The Blind Life is concerned, except for things like this, family helping me read comments. Rachel every now and then getting me caught up on my Facebook messages. But yeah, I do that myself. I use DaVinci Resolve. It's a free program, and it's a super powerful editing program that is 100% free. It's great. I was using Sony Vegas, but I wasn't happy with it. And I thought about going to Premiere Pro, but it's just way too complicated and not very low vision friendly. So when I found DaVinci Resolve, I was very happy about that. But yeah, do it all myself. I use Windows Magnifier, so I'm zoomed in super close on the screen. And so it takes me much longer to do all my editing than it really should. And then if I do an edit that's really heavy with graphics and sound effects and that kind of stuff, it could take, 6 hours or something like that to do.
Remington Howell said the old pool table is still there.
So Remington Howell is at Governor Moorhead School. Governor Moorhead School for the Blind. That's where I graduated high school. It's in Raleigh, North Carolina. He says that old pool table is still there. I can't imagine. I mean, that school was old when I went there. That school was great. I just loved going to that school. I love being at a school for the blind. I've talked about this several times before on videos. Fun fact about that school is it's right in the center of downtown Raleigh, North Carolina, which is my hometown. And you're smack down in the middle of downtown, and right next door is a prison. There's a prison in the middle of downtown Raleigh, North Carolina, and it's right next to a school, K through 12 school for the blind. And there's a street that walks along the edge of the property for the school that we would walk on oftentimes. And as you're walking along it, the fence for the prison with the barbed wire and everything is like 50 feet away from you. And the prison is, just another several hundred yards past that. And you would hear the prisoners yelling at you from windows as you walked along that street. Which, I thought was hilarious growing up. Yeah.
JC5 said, what are your biggest assistive technology pet peeves?
JC5 wanting to know the biggest assistive technology pet peeves. Number one has got to be price. I wish these things were cheaper. I made that whole video about why these things are so expensive, why that is and how we can kind of get around it, some different options for buying these things and being able to afford them. Price is number one. The stigma around it maybe would be another pet peeve. I would love to be out in public and use like iris vision or something like that and not have people stare at me. Or I would love to even more simple than that, love to look at my phone with my magnifier and not have people stare at me, or use my cane and not, catch that sideways look as I go walking by. I don't have central vision. I just have my peripheral. So I see all these things. I see the people doing the rubbernecking as I walk by with my cane. And, as much as I try to not let it bug me, it does every now and then. So that's one of my biggest pet peeves, definitely.
Sam, possibly the funniest comment to date. Here's a question. This is from DJ Block 40. For anybody that's accidentally walked into a lamppost, what hurts more, the pain or the pride?
Absolutely.
Probably the pride.
The pride. There's and that's true for walking into anything in public. You immediately do like, oh God, did I just really do that? Look around. Did anybody see me? Yeah.
Multiple people have asked what games do you play.
Lots of people have asking about what games I play. I guess, not sure, video games or like board games and things. Video games, probably, yeah. I haven't had a lot of time lately to play video games. I have an Xbox One. I used to be a big time first-person shooter, so Call of Duty, all of those kind of things. But Halo, I haven't played them in years, though, unfortunately. I like Minecraft. We used to play that as a family. There's a lot of good games out. I keep seeing them, and I think, oh, that'd be awesome, but I just working so much, I haven't had a chance to get around to it.
Blind Toes wants to know, what kind of microphones do you use for your YouTube channel? Do you use a lapel microphone or a shotgun microphone? I mean, right now, obviously, you're using your headset.
Yeah, microphones for my YouTube channel. For this, I use Turtle Beach. These are actually my old gaming Turtle Beach microphone and headphone. For my on-camera microphone, I use the Rode Video Micro. It's the little guy. I think it's like under $50, and it has really, really good sound for the price. And it's really small and compact and easy to carry around and things like that. I have a large microphone that's I'm not even sure what it's called, that I've used sometimes. I use that when Rachel and I did our couples Q&A videos, to just sit on the desk in front of us, the table in front of us, and record both of our audio. I use a lapel mic. It was a cheap lapel mic. A lot of the stuff I get is, I try to get, cheap stuff just because I don't want to spend the money on it, and it works fine. This lapel mic, I don't remember which one it was, but it actually has an adapter to fit into a smartphone, so you could record audio on the smartphone, or it can fit into the camera, and it works fine.
Trustin Patey says, what do you think of Zoom Text compared to Windows ease of access?
Zoom Text compared to Windows, I'm just a Windows magnifier guy, and then I use a third-party program called Natural Reader for my reading when I need something read out loud to me. Zoom Text is great. It's really heavy though. It's very graphic intensive, resource intensive program. So if you don't have a good computer to support that, it's going to slow everything down. And that drove me crazy about Zoom Text. And then the incompatibility with some programs, like, does it even work with Microsoft Edge yet? Or Chrome, I mean, does it even work with Chrome? I still think it doesn't work with that. So I would have to turn it off whenever I'd go into the Chrome browser. I know it's doesn't work well with like Excel and Word very often. So things like that kind of have driven me away from it. I do like the fusion aspect, where it will read out that hover feature, where if you just hover over something for a specific set of seconds or whatever, it will read it out loud. I really like that. In fact, I've really pushed Windows to adopt something like that, and they might be talking about doing something like that in the future.
Matt in Full Vision said he doesn't have any sight. He tried using Premiere Pro to edit his first videos, and I got nowhere with it, so I asked my friend Glenn to do it. Now he edits my videos. But it would be very difficult, wouldn't it? Oh
yeah. Not being able to see and trying to work Premiere Pro would be a nightmare. I mean, even with low vision, it's hard, So learning the keyboard shortcuts for any editing really any kind of computing with low vision, learn as many of the keyboard shortcuts as possible. It's going to make your life so much easier.
Hope asked if you have heard of A Blind Legend. You can download it on an iPad or phone. It's an auditory game only, no visuals. Yeah, Blind Legend. I don't think I've done a video about that. I mentioned it in a video, but I don't have a dedicated one about that. I've got that on my phone. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a mobile game for the visually impaired. So check it out, Blind Legend. Ren the Demon says, visual novels games have become my favorite to play. I can zoom with Windows magnifier, or some have narrating voices for it. Visual novel games. Mm-hmm. Ren the Demon, another great name. Yeah, and Amazon Echo, I won't say her name, the A name. She has some great games, audio-driven games, kind of like choose your own adventure style that you could do. Those are a lot of fun. Do you think JAWS is expensive? Do I think JAWS is expensive? Yes. I mean, everything AT is expensive. It's nice that they bundle it with Zoom Text. If you get Zoom Text, you automatically get JAWS. And then they also have recently started the subscription-based service, which is a little bit easier. It's an easier pill to swallow than paying that huge amount all up front. I mean, I think we got a discount at BCB where I worked for Zoom Text and JAWS, and it was still like $600. It's crazy. Jim said, what are the biggest takeaways from attending a conference for the blind? I've been wanting to go for years, but I'm a bit hesitant. Benefits of going to a conference. I love conferences. Now, if you don't like a lot of people, if you don't have your good mobility skills in a group full of people, a room full of people, then
might want to work on that first. But it's a lot of fun. Just there's an excitement and an energy about a conference, especially conferences for the visually impaired. There's blind people everywhere. There's dogs everywhere. But just the information. That's the main thing. Main reason to go is to get the information. If you go for a conference and you sign up to do like the sessions and things, I usually go to the AT conferences, so you can learn about all the new assistive technology coming out, all the new softwares, what people are working on. And then you can get hands-on with a lot of this stuff. So if you watch my videos and you're like, oh, I wish I could try some of these things, go to a conference. Chances are you'll be able to try the majority of these things at one of these conventions or conferences. And they have multiple ones each year. ACB has one. They're in Rochester, New York this year. NFB, like we said, is going to be in Las Vegas. ATIA is in the last week of February, last week of January, first week of February. That's down in Orlando, Florida. CSUN was just back in March, and that's usually in California, Anaheim, or LA or San Diego, something like that. They changed it this year, but it's just a lot of fun. And
depending on what one you go to, it's not just technology. I know when we went to ACB last year, we didn't go to a lot of the sessions that weren't AT related, but they had like advocacy stuff, and I mean, any topic you could possibly think of. Yeah, they had. And it also is super social. I mean, they had tons of social events and outings, and it was a great way to meet people. And I mean, we learned about a ton of stuff. We met a lot of cool people, but we learned, I didn't realize ACB has their podcast and their radio stuff. And so there's a lot out there that you may not be aware of that you can learn about at those conferences.
Yeah, I was just talking about this actually with someone recently, that it is a big ACB, NFB, those conventions are big social events. And like Rachel said, they have outings scheduled. Rochester, New York, I think they're going to Niagara Falls one day. NFB, they're probably going to go, it's in Vegas, so they'll probably go to the Hoover Dam, things like that. They do these outings and you can sign up for. And most people, though, they go just to reunite with friends that they see every year and just have a great time.
Live Accessible said the annual subscription with JAWS right now is just $99.
$99 a year for JAWS. That's not too bad if you're going to be using it. If you're going to use it and you need it, it's a lot better than $600, like I said.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people that work like in an office setting and use it because you can. It's really good for that.
Absolutely.
DJ Block had mentioned using on your iPad. You download. Hold on just a second. Let me find it again. Download Microsoft Remote Desktop app, and you can then basically navigate your Microsoft Windows with your iPad Pro.
Ah.
He said he really likes it.
All right, I might have to.
He wrote a lot about it, but I can't keep up with it all.
I might have to try that, DJ. Make a video about that.
Christopher LaRue said Microsoft intends to make JAWS obsolete within a year or so. They want narrator and magnifier to work smoothly with NVDA.
They've made a lot of improvements on definitely Windows, but narrator as well. It used to be narrator wasn't even a contender in the screen reading world. Narrator was the joke, but it isn't that case anymore. They've done a lot, and I think it's just going to continue to get better and better.
Matt in Full Vision said he's on the lookout for accessible editing software. Any suggestions? I've never heard of anything.
Accessible editing software. No, the Windows. Well, if you're on Windows, I don't know anything about Macs. Unfortunately, I don't know what how their editing software is. But on Windows Movie Maker. Although I think somebody said they discontinued that, but I started with that. Excuse me, and it's very graphic based, which is great. So that might work better, especially with low vision. It's just you can't do a lot with it. You can't have layers of video on top of video, and you can't do more than one audio track, so you're kind of limited. Sony Vegas, that's why I went to that, because it was kind of in the middle of being graphically driven and not. Premiere is not at all. You have to click on the little cut tool and then click to cut it. And then you got to click on the paste tool. And I mean, it's ridiculous. But Sony Vegas is a little bit easier. You could try that one, but I don't know of any that are.
Carrie said try Reaper. Reaper, is she talking about that editing thing?
I think so. Carrie said try Reaper. I believe that's a editing program. Not sure. There's a lot of little ones. There's even like web-based ones that you just it's all done through your browser. Yeah, we've been on here for a while, guys. Awesome. Well, thank you very much. I think we're going to cut it here. 62 viewers. Thank you very much, guys, for being a part of this. Hope to see you. Like I said, if possible, I would love to see people at NFB in Las Vegas. I know not everybody would be able to do that, but that would be great if I could. And also, of course, more conventions in the future. I will let everybody know as these things come up where I'm going to be, and we'll try and do some kind of meetups or something. Okay.
Hello, everyone. It's Skylar. I just wanted to show you this that I've been working on. I'll just do a little audio description for you. This is a calculator case, but I drew the one and only Garfield on it because Garfield is pretty cool.
Hold on. Let me get a good shot of it here. Okay. So let's see.
And it says lasagna.
Oh, yeah.
Garfield loves lasagna.
She painted that.
I painted it, yes. And that's the inside of a calculator case.
Freehand painting. Good job, Skylar.
Thank you. All right, thank you, guys.
You need to do that on the phone case.
Yeah. Oh, I should.
And then sell it and make millions of dollars. Oh, good. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna jump. Oh, wait. Yeah, I can. Someone wanted me to list the conferences in the notes. I can do that. Also, if you Google assistive technology conferences, there's actually a pretty good list of ones. US and Canada, I know of. I think they even do some international ones. There's one called Site City in Germany that was just like last month. That apparently is like the largest assistive technology conference in Europe. Site City in Germany. I know a lot of people that went to that recently, so you could check that out. But yeah, I can do that. I can. Somebody was asking about how to help financially support my page. Absolutely. You can help in these chats. Of course, you can donate some money. We had somebody donate $1 earlier, and that's always awesome. Thank you very much for that. I have a link in my description for donations to my PayPal account. I don't advertise it because, I don't want to seem greedy and ask for money. But if anybody would like to donate, I'm always thankful for that, very appreciative of that. All the donations go right back into the channel. You can also help by being a subscriber to the channel and liking and sharing the videos and all of that. Yeah, or if you're ever shopping on Amazon, if you do it through my Amazon shop, even if you don't purchase anything on the shop, but if you go through one of those links to Amazon, whatever you purchase after that gives a commission to the channel. So we always appreciate that too. So that is how. Thank you very much for that. Anybody that wants to help out with that, I appreciate it. Okay, that's it, guys. We're going to cut it off now so we can eat some dinner. I'm hungry. Thank you very much, though, for everybody for tuning in. I think it was a successful live stream. I'll try to do this more often. Like I said, once I start to learn what my schedule is and get a better grasp on that, we can plan things like this in the future. I enjoy doing this kind of stuff. So thank you very much, guys. As always, this is Sam with The Blind Life. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If you like the video, be sure to hit the like button. Also subscribe. Stay tuned for future videos and stay up to date with that by turning on notifications, clicking the little bell next to the subscribe button, and that will alert you every time I put out a video. Thank you very much to everybody who jumped in here and was part of this and commented, and thank you to everybody who didn't comment. I appreciate you guys also. We will see you in the next one. Now I have to figure, oh wait.
We just want to see something really quick before you.
All right, they're checking comments. Hold on a second. Okay. I got the go ahead. I got the all clear from my team. So thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.